Welcome to Creating a Culture of Excellence, Fostering a Productive Office Staff Environment with Coach Brandon Brown. This session will be jam-packed with top tips on nurturing a workplace culture that breeds success on all levels. Let's explore the art of cultivating a productive and supportive office environment. Let's jump in.
Well, good morning. Thank you for joining here. I know it's a tough decision where to go and which breakout to come to, so I really appreciate y'all coming here. Of course, all of them, like you said, are recorded, so you'll get all of them, you'll get all the notes. But today we're going to talk a lot about, and this says, creating a culture of excellence, fostering a productive work environment. How I got out of the truck and what I do to get my employees to be like me. Everybody here is going to come to that point. So first I want to start off is, how many of you have started your business that you're at right now and you started from scratch? You just went straight to nothing and I'm just going to go at it. So about everybody. How many of you, when you started your business, left a job because the work environment or the leadership there failed you? And you wanted to do, see, our stories will resonate the same. It doesn't matter what trade you do. It doesn't matter to me if you're heating and air, you're pressure washing, you're landscaping, it doesn't matter. All of us are the same, that our number one goal when we leave a job is what? Customer satisfaction, no matter what we do. So we as owners have to come up with something to make sure we're different, because I'm sure each of you here, everybody has competitors in your market. I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's heating, air, and plumbing. I started it in 2006. I was the same way. I left the business. I started in high school, and I graduated in 2000 with a high school degree and my trades diploma. I was able to do dual enrollment. Went to college half a day, work half a day. But I was there for about 7 years, but the leadership and the culture was just not how I was raised. So when I went to the boss and I said, you know what, I love heating and air, but this just is not my atmosphere. I'm going to start my own business. And he answered that I was doing the right thing, because the next thing he said to me was, good luck, you'll never make it, I'll see you in 6 months, begging for a job. So I knew I made the right decision. So for the next 9 years, every year for Christmas, he got a Christmas card with that logo. I shouldn't have done it, but that's me learning, the young me. I was only 24, it was 2006, 24 years old, but he lit a fire under me, because I may not have made it unless he told me that. But he got a Christmas card, Merry Christmas, I'm still here, and hand signed by me. No fake, hand signed. I seen him at an event, he was getting ready to sell his company right at about 10 years after I went in, and he finally came up to me, he said, Brandon, you can quit mailing me cards, I know you're here. He's like, we know you're good. I'm sorry. Congratulations. But that was my drive to start my business. And that's probably where a lot of you are right now. Is you started your business because you were not happy where you're at, but you also have goals for yourself to be something more than you were. But now that you're getting out of the truck, and I don't know if you were on the panel over there when I was on the panel yesterday with Housecall Pro, I told you I was actually fired by my wife in my own business and my supervisors, because as I was coming off the truck, I still wanted to micromanage. I still wanted to be in front of the customers. I couldn't say no. They come in, they said, here's the keys to your truck. I haven't had a heating and air tool on my truck now for 7 years. Nothing. There's been two weekends that I have actually stepped up and took a guy's van and took his own call in the summer, because everybody was burnt out and he had a baby. And I went and got his van and I took call from Friday to Sunday. It was 2 weekends like that in 2 different years. Sometimes you still have to, jump in the trenches. You've got to be willing to do that and take it off of your guys. So that was my goal. That's my beautiful wife up front. She came on full time in 2015 with me as vice president. She's over all the finances, all the payroll stuff, HR stuff, the office staff. She does everything perfect that I am horrible at. So we know never to cross each other's line. It was just that easy. I'm the like they said yesterday, the visionary. I go to her with plans. She says, no, that's stupid. Get out of my office. But then 6 months later, she doesn't tell me, but she'll come to me and say, here's the way to get to your plan. And I love that so much. You got to slow your roll. So we work great together. Been married since 2012. 2011. Got to have that right. 2011 we were married. So now we got 25 employees, and we still stay around the 5 to 5.5 million a year revenue with goals to go higher. But we started with, and I say this because when I went to my boss and he said good luck, I literally had like $250 left in my account because I took the time to buy my licenses, do it right. I didn't moonlight. I never moonlighted. I never once did any side jobs. Took it from them because I was a man of my word. When you come and I'd work for you, you get 100%. But once I was ready, I gave myself 100%. So I had $250. I talked her dad. We hadn't been dating long in 2006 into buying me a work van from a guy that was retiring. Fully locked and loaded with heating and air stuff. It took me about 4 or 5 years to pay him back. I would give him $50 a month, $10. He didn't care. He got the money back. And then eventually he got a free heating and air system and everything he needed for his house as my payback. You need a heating, I got you. So I was really, really blessed that we had that. But I left that company because you can see all the trades. The number one thing you hear when people are looking for work is I want someone that treats my family in my house like it's theirs, like you're going to your grandmother's. And everywhere I worked, you just didn't do it. They wouldn't answer the phone. They wouldn't show up. And we had to get the brunt of that. So that's why I went into business for doing that. So I was just trying to do a quick story, or long story short for you about just my background and stuff. So then, of course, in 2008, in 2009, the housing market crashed. I was doing a lot of new construction there just to get my name out, and had 3 builders file bankruptcy, left us about $40,000 in debt to suppliers, all my workers. I had 2 employees in, but I had to pay some subs. So I had to break down, get another loan from a bank. And that was when I also realized that no matter how much I try to please people and do everything, there's always going to be people that aren't going to give back. So you have to protect yourself. No matter how good your service is, you still got to protect yourself. So I learned a valuable lesson getting lawyers involved with contracts, getting payments, and how to do that. I mean, you got to learn the hard way, right? Because none of us here started our business. None of us here start our business with walking in day one. Did you any of you walk in day one and just sit down and say, all right, here's day one of our business. We're going to lay out a P&L, a budget, our start to finish process of 5-star customer service on day one. Because we didn't. We had no money. We had to start our company with our strength, our trade. But that built your foundation. So that's what we're starting to do, is building your foundation of your work environment, because we're meeting all the people, the customers, the contractors. So what do we do to keep that going once we're out the truck and getting your employees involved? So first thing I want to say is no matter where you are right now in your business, and this is kind of tying into everybody's speech, and I'll tell you right now, we coaches talk all the time. I had no idea what each person's talking about, like Matt and Brandon and him, and how investing and tying into your stuff. But be proud of where you are. Don't compare. Don't look at somebody and be jealous of where they are in front of you. That's just the number one thing I tell my conquerors and other business owners. Be proud of where you are. You all have a story. Every one of your employees has a story. And that's where getting off the truck and involved in their life and knowing their story and how they talk to people is going to get your 5-star reviews, because they are your face. We joined Housecall Pro. I wish I had the slide Roland sent me a while back. We joined Housecall Pro in 2017. Really didn't get working on it hard until about 2020. I think I had about 50 reviews, and he sent me a slide. I think they keep up with it. So from 2020 to now, we're over, I think he counted, it was over 1,100 5-star reviews. Because, and then you have to think about that. I haven't been in the truck for 7 years, so we have 5 years of 5-star reviews, and the customers rarely see me. I'm at the office, I'm working, but I'm not doing the work. So that told me that what we were building was working. So be proud of where you are. You will get there, and if you may already be there, just keep grinding and keep telling, bring the employees along for the journey. Get to know their story. That's the number one thing we're going to really dive into today, is get to know their story. How do they react with people? teach them how to interact, and get them involved in your community. I was telling the All-Stars here, their snow thing yesterday, amazing. Get the employees involved. It will pay off 10 times. So how strong is your foundation? It's impossible to establish a successful business on unstable ground. 42% of people quit their jobs and go find work elsewhere because of lack of leadership and lack of foundation. I did a survey not long ago on Conquer and Housecall Pro and all that, asking why people left and why you fired them. And between my survey matched what I've Googled a lot of. 42% of people leave your work because of lack of leadership or foundation. And you see it every day when you see these other companies around you, how their owners act, or how they're on social media, if they're out in the public, how they're treating people, how they're presenting themselves in a day-to-day life and walk. I mean, it leads to business and how their business is ran. So 42% is a huge number that we can control. It's not pay. It wasn't better benefits. Even in my survey, it was 10% were better benefits and better pay out of that survey. It was over 1,000 people responded and knew that people left. These were owners. They left their business because they didn't have a path for them to be successful, but they also didn't have a foundation to build their business on. Creating a positive company culture and giving back to the community is not only beneficial for society, but also lays a strong foundation for long-term success and growth of the company itself. So anybody else, I know they do, anybody else in here involved with any kind of community giving back? Great job. Or any kind of community groups, maybe business groups, maybe there's B&I groups or people where you're always telling your story, trying to get leads. There's always some groups locally. Find them out. B&I is one. I know there's a lot of them you have to pay for leads and stuff, but I have seen some coaches and Conquerors that have gotten in these groups and getting a lot of contracts because once they know their 5-star success and is out proven in the field, they use their business a lot more. And I'm not gonna talk the full 45 minutes. We're gonna go a little shorter because I want to we're gonna have some questions and reactions. Y'all be thinking of questions about how to implement things or get involved in the community or build that foundation, because we want to do some discussion, and I don't want to just be presentation, to death, because I'm the same. I hated school. So, and if you read, I actually got getting in the finishing stages with Amazon Publishing now for my biography, and if you read it, when it comes out, I was actually going to be a preacher before I went into heat and air, but I hated school so much. I didn't want to go, and we couldn't afford it at the time, but I was no way I could sit through 4 years of school to be a preacher. And luckily, heat and air fell in my lap, but it's all in there. But I know how it is sitting through everything. And encourage open communication, mutual respect, collaboration among team members, volunteer and support local causes, and strengthen community ties. Open communication. We as owners, that is the hardest thing. Have you ever done a evaluation and your employee openly told you this place sucks? Has anybody ever had you that? Or I'm openly looking for a job because of this? That's some hard stuff to swallow and not retaliate on an employee, isn't it? Because then you're like, well, he's just, disgruntled because this and this. We have to be, as leaders, first open to that negativity, if there is any. We use, I don't know what everybody uses, we use Gusto for payroll. There's an awesome, and it works with Housecall Pro, there's an awesome evaluation tool in there that we started using, and it is powerful. It's pre-built with questions. Your supervisors, you're assigned to employees to the supervisors. They pick the questions. The employee must fill it out, and then the supervisor does the evaluation on them, and then me and my wife, we read every one of them. It is powerful because you open up and let these employees be honest with you on how to make their job easier.
Is it anonymous, or do they put their name?
It's their name.
They have a monthly little thing that will
There is an anonymous one. Yeah, anonymous. There is one. The actual self one, you will. But after you build this and they feel so comfortable with you, I mean, you wouldn't believe, the people come to me all the time with, this is going on in the company and I really think you should know, or this is going on in my life I need help with. Because we've finally built that culture and openness, like it's a family. There is now also in Gusto ones that you don't even know. You just send out a random survey, and what would you like to see us do in this year? Or what? It's like it's pre-built, and there's tons of them. But that open evaluation opened my eyes about 6-7 years ago when employees were giving us back negative feedback about how we run, how they would want to see things change to help better their job. It opened us to, we have to have open communication. You have to know what your employees are thinking. They're at the job every day in front of the customer. Customers can read your employees like a book. And most of them, God help us as in the public service and dealing with customers every day, most of them are looking for something free or something to complain about. It's going to happen. So you have to know how to deal with it. Even if you're right, sometimes you're wrong. And these employees have to learn that, how to deal with that, because people are looking. They can read it. So if they're having a bad day and you don't know, they're stressing over finances, they're stressing over the health of their wife at home or something, how is that going to affect their job and their output for the 5-star review? So open communication, mutual respect, and that's where that comes in. We preach at every meeting, every monthly meeting. I respect you. I don't care if you're just an apprentice, or you're one of the guys that have been with me for 12, 13 years. He has his feelings are just as important as the supervisor that's been here 15 years. Because I had a guy come to me from college, and there's no lie, he's now 21 years old. He's one of my lead service techs. He was put in a truck in July, and he ended up second in sales in half a year. But I hired him because when we interviewed him the year before, he was in college, and I asked him what his goal was. He said, Mr. Brown, I don't know how this will sound. I don't want to hurt your feelings or don't want to lose this job, but my goal was to be you. Or this guy right here that was interviewing, my supervisor that was her interviewing, he said, my goal in life is to be one of y'all. I said, can you start tomorrow? Because you're not going to get that drive in a 20-year-old much. If he wants to be me or a supervisor in my company, I'm going to lay him a path to be a supervisor, and I'm going to show him so he can be a supervisor of me, not his own company. He was, can you start tomorrow? So that mutual respect and that collaboration between your members has to grow. It does take time. Your employees are the great asset in building something you can all take pride in. Encourage them to share their ideas and insights, as this can lead to a better outcome. We were talking about this earlier with Matt's thing about what we need to be intentional about. And last year I had to start doing that. We have our meetings and be intentional about listening to ideas, because as an owner, it's your baby. And if an employee comes to you and say, we need to do this and do change is hard, and you shut them down immediately, they're never going to come back. So now we have a rule every supervisor's meeting or department meeting. If someone brings an idea, it may never be done, but you never decide on it right then. Just table it to the next month. Think about it. Come back with questions and discussion. And then if you do turn it down, at least the employee knows you cared enough to think about his idea. We've implemented several ideas from employees that come and say, we should do this in sales, or we should do that, because customers are giving feedback, and we'll table it a month and say, yeah, that's a great idea. And then we've also said no. But they keep coming back. They keep coming back with ideas. Does everybody here have core values or not have core values? Okay. Our company core values are humility, customer-oriented, adaptability, passion, and community. One tool I will tell you, if you don't have core values, to find your core values, go back and read every review on your Google page. Customers will leave words and tips about your company that can be your core value. Honest, on time, prideful, clean. Take them words and develop your core values. They're giving you your core values. Go through every review. Bad reviews too, so then you know what to work on. Those are the 1-2-star reviews are going to be the best reviews sometimes you ever get, even though you get pissed. I've gotten them before, and I wanted to call. Oh boy, I wanted to call some, because you're wrong, or they're wrong, but you know what? Then we look at it and you say, you know what? That's the one customer out of 500 that we really need to focus on and call and apologize, whether we're right or wrong. sorry, what can we do to make this better? But they'll give you words. I mean, they'll give you some words. We've gotten some of ours. We used you because of your community give back. We'll go over some of that, how you give back to community in your community drives. So we use community. Customer oriented. Customers always feel when we leave that we've done all we can to make them happy. Answer every question. There's no dumb question. I mean, the dumbest question, we may get as air conditioner owners is, how often do I change my filter? Should I change my filter? Or something like that minor to them is not minor because they've been told a million different things. So just even taking 5 minutes to explain how this works and why we do it monthly or every 2 months and not waiting 6 to 8 months. So use your reviews. That'll help you build some core values. Our company culture, our office does a great job at several times a year having company events, appreciation events. We had a cornhole tournament and cooked on the grill. Me and my operations manager, we break out the grill, cook steaks, whatever, hot dogs, hamburgers. We do that about every month. We cook something, whether we have breakfast, lunch, or something, or we even get a box lunch and take it to them on the job every month, something. Or we do an event like every quarter we try to do an event. We do the cornhole. We did a bowling tournament this fall. We give out rewards. The first bowler, he got $100 cash and a trophy we made. And then next year we'll do it again and see who can beat them. And then they just get to take time. We shut down. We say at 12, you do your job. We're shutting down at 12 o'clock. The phones are going to the answering service. Unless it's an emergency, do not bother us. And we'll post. We're on a company event. So we are promoting and we are rewarding our teammates who work so hard. So this right here starts the culture to your front door of the customer, right? When they know how much you've taken care of them. In every event, there's some kind of giveaway. My wife might make a new hat. She might make a new Browns hoodie. We've done the Yeti cups with our logos. We've done, anything. Gift cards to restaurants. Every one of them get a bag and a thank you letter from us. And then every Christmas, they each get a Christmas bonus, but we also have a Christmas, I don't have the picture. We have a Christmas party and we do Dirty Santa. Me and my wife, we actually buy all the gifts for everybody's coming, but it's good gifts. They don't know, and then we do the Dirty Santa rules. It's the number one thing they look forward to every year. This year we gave away like TVs, AirPods. We save that, save up for that. We buy, $400 or $500 cash, whatever. Every gift has a value, but it's good gifts. And they do Dirty Santa. They open it and they're fighting over TVs and robot vacuum cleaners and the number one event is Christmas. I'm telling you, they're looking.
Just real quick, do you have a percentage of your budget for what you do for the Santa thing?
Yeah, we have. I don't know the percentage off bat, but we have a financial guy that meets us with us every month. He tells me exactly how many hours we're spending overtime, this and that in each category. So we did the year before, and I do my percentage of, like for Christmas bonus, I give them $100 per year that they've been there. Is $100 per year. If they're there a year or less, they get, I think my wife did this year, she did $50 or like a couple gift cards to coffee because they were just like 4 or 5 months in. But every year, $100 per year. The bonus, we actually use for heating and air, we get scraps. So we get all our old units back. I got a guy that comes by and scraps it. He gives me 60% of, and he keeps 40, but he breaks it down and we get pretty good money on that. So we take 75% of that throughout the year and put it towards gifts. So, and that's free money back because we're taking the units anyway. He scraps them, and that can be anywhere from 10, 15, 20,000, depending on how busy we are. So they know how valuable it is to bring the units back because we put that back in them. Yeah, he strips them. He's got a company, that's what he does. He strips them, a guy picks it up. They pay him, but he gets 40% for doing all that work, but we get max value back, so we don't have to waste time on stripping out their unit. But that's what his guys do for a living. Giving back to the community is crucial to building a strong company culture. Consider implementing a community outreach program to make a positive impact. I talked about this on the panel yesterday, and of course we've heard it several times. Give back to those who are helping build your business. That starts, again, your 5-star and your company culture, and get the employees involved. That culture and that 5-star, that giving back will bring back tenfold, whether it's business, money, or just being happy that you gave and helped somebody, it just makes your business run smoother. Our guys, we do several things in the community. And that it comes up next, I'll tell you that the guys look forward to every year. Volunteer local events, donate to charities that align with your values, host fundraisers and donation drives for causes that matter to you. And of course, we saw that yesterday with the snow machine. We've heard that with other people here that kind of give back and try to tie local and keep money local. And every one of these, believe it or not, lead to what? The 5-star customer satisfaction and your company values and your foundation getting stronger, because employees will stay with you longer knowing that, one, they're taken care of, and two, you're taking care of people around them. Benefits of giving back: fosters employee engagement, improves brand reputation, creates positive impact. These are three of the main things we do. We do the St. Jude Dream Home. They build them one every year in Central Virginia. And Train, I sell Train. Train provides equipment. We donate all the labor and the ductwork and everything to do the complete heating and air install for free. But they do it, and they sell tickets and they give it away. So the whole house, start to finish, is donated by subs. We're the only one. Well, right now we've done, we're on year 6 of that, and it's amazing. Amazing. The people from St. Jude come down, they bring patients down, they sell the ticket. It's just so heartwarming to be able to do that. And my guys are signing up, like, I'll donate a Saturday to install that now, because we weren't paying their labor and doing it. Now they're like, no, I'll come on a Saturday, me and so got you. Because they're involved, but they're also, the news is there getting video and picture, and then they go in a store and like, dude, you work for Browns, you just did that St. Jude home, thank you. And they come to work and they tell us about it. Like, man, this lady I didn't even know saw me on the TV helping St. Jude. You got to get them there. Get the employees pumped up to do it. We do a heat pump giveaway. I started this right after COVID. We had so many calls of people that couldn't afford heating and air. We have a nomination period. The community nominates people in need, vets, medical, whatever it is. They nominate. Then I have a team. I actually partner with my local Chick-fil-A because the regional general manager went to school with me. So they donate all the food and a lot of advertising for it. We nominate, the community votes, and then we have a huge event. And we give away a complete free heat pump system to whoever wins the vote. We don't vote on it or nothing. It's their story goes on the news or the website. They get a free system installed. And then we have a big event. The top 3 always get a gift basket worth $1,000 of gift cards. We've been in homes, we see kids, so we get them $1,000 worth of toys or gift cards. This one had no kids, so we'll give them gift cards of food or whatever their need is. So the 3 finalists each get a basket. And then the Christmas tree every year, I'm a Christmas fanatic. I start decorating November 1st. I tried before, but my wife would kill me, but I love Christmas. So there's a place in near us. Each tree each year has a you donate to the tree you like the best, and ours this year was Special Olympics. They get the money for whoever voted for our tree. The bottom down there is the winners of this year's giveaway. Whoops. They had twins, and this little girl here has had like 4 or 5 open heart surgeries. They were living off window units and just plug in electric heaters in a single wide trailer with electric bill about $800 a month. They ended up being the recipients of our giveaway this year. This was our 3rd annual giveaway. That's work with your local colleges. If they have a trade school, get on their advisory board. It's free. You get access to employees that are the best of the best, because they're going to give you those. That's the Christmas party this year, and that was all our gifts wrapped that we just kind of given that. I went over those. Let me go to this real quick, because I got 1 minute and then questions. So I wanted to do a 3-part challenge this year for you. Select your core values and create a mission statement. Get it on your website. Get a poster on the wall so that every employee comes in and sees it. Get involved with something in community or some kind of charity. Plan your employee outings and team building exercises, but don't forget their input. They'll tell you what they like: golf, putt-putt tournaments, cornhole. I know my guys play a lot of cornhole, so that's why we did the cornhole tournament, things like that. And I'll finish with this. As Helen Keller famously said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. So let's make 2024 the year of collaboration and growth. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for this session. We hope Coach Brandon Brown has ignited a fire within you to transform your workplace into a hub of productivity and positivity. If you're ready to take your office environment to new heights, go to conquernow.com for more.